Hey guys, today I just wanted to talk about Neville Goddard and what he means when people say that he's saying everyone is you pushed out. But what he actually said is that God hears your inner thoughts and your inner dialogue and conversations with people, and your inner conversations get pushed out into your 3D world. And so what's around you right now is just a manifestation of what was inside of your inner thoughts, which get pushed out. And that's what God is listening to and responding to, even though we may think, since we didn't say it out loud, that it won't manifest. It does. And so his whole point is just to be aware of the inner dialogue and inner conversations that you're having with other people inside of your head, and to make them more loving. So, for example, he wanted money from his brother, but he caught himself having an inner dialogue that was argumentative. And so he changed that inner dialogue. You know, when you're imagining that you're talking to somebody in your head, he changed that inner dialogue to being very loving. And then he received an unexpected check in the mail as a result of that, without even having to talk to his brother in the 3D world. So if you're trying to manifest a person, make sure that you're talking really nice to them in your mind, because he says some people are really phony. They'll say, "Oh, it was nice to meet you." And then when that person walks away, they'll say, "Oh, that guy is such a douchebag," or something like that. And so just because you're saying it in your head doesn't mean that it's not going to manifest. So just be aware. And especially before you go to sleep at night, don't let yourself sit there and argue with people. He said some people get a pleasure out of arguing with people in their minds because they like to be right and they want to win that argument. But just don't go there. Be really kind and loving with people inside of your head, because that dialogue is pushed out into the outer world. And then he said that God said that there is only me, there is no other God beside me. And that's where he's getting there's only one person in the world concept. And he's getting all of this information from Hermetics, and then he is trying to figure out where it correlates in the Bible. And so I've studied Hermetics, and I know what that means. What that means is man is the microcosm and the universe is the macrocosm. And so man is like a smaller version of God with capacities and capabilities similar to God. So we're like a little man God of our world, whereas the big overall God is like the God over the whole world. So it's almost like a little mirror that reflects from the macro, the really big God, to the man, the really small God. And the fact that there's only one God and no other God, that just means that you're not in competition with other people, and you don't have to believe that somebody else is stronger than you are and bigger than you are. He said that basically they consider Jesus to be very adept in the Hermetic arts and the Hermetic philosophy. And so that's why Jesus was able to do all of that, all those miracles. But he's saying basically, this is his point of view, that man is here to learn to achieve that higher level of understanding and knowledge like Jesus. But keep in mind, a lot of people didn't like Jesus. A lot of people despised Jesus. And so don't worry about what other people think about you. Don't try to control that, because everybody didn't like Jesus. And I mean, that's like the, I guess, biggest thing we could aspire to be like. And so just focus on thinking loving thoughts, thinking harmonious thoughts, instead of thinking negative, argumentative thoughts about people inside your head.